Voters will get to hear from the candidates in the special election to replace Nathan Fletcher on the Board of Supervisors. The race pits a current council member, 2 veterans, and Fletcher's 2022 opponent. ABC 10 News anchor Kimberly Hunt is live ahead of tonight's forum at Rich's in Hillcrest. Kimberly, this is the first time we're hearing from all 4 of the candidates.
It is, Adam, and all 4 candidates will be laying out their priorities to voters when it comes to issues such as homelessness and transparency. Well, the doors opened just a few minutes ago. You can see that people are arriving. It's already a pretty packed house. The event starts at 6:30, and the race comes after Nathan Fletcher resigned last month amid a sexual misconduct lawsuit. He has denied the allegations against him. And District 4 has more than 675,000 people in it. It also is considered the most ethnically diverse district in San Diego. The district includes communities such as Kearny Mesa, Mission Valley, Hillcrest, Balboa Park, Lemon Grove, and La Mesa, among others, and it's heavily Democratic leaning. That saw Fletcher win the 2022 election in a landslide. Amy Reichert is the woman that Fletcher topped in the last election, and Fletcher pulled in nearly 65% of the vote compared to Reichert's 35%. Before the election, she launched a group, Reopen San Diego, which was a response to the county's COVID restrictions. She is a marketing specialist and a licensed private investigator by trade. Reichert says current policies are not working for the people in this district.
At the end of the day, people just want an affordable place to live that's safe, that they can enjoy with their families. So let's bring that back to San Diego for it to be known to be an affordable place, a safe place that they can enjoy with their loved ones, and they don't have to leave California.
If Reichert wins, the county board's power would shift 3-2 in favor of Republicans. And current San Diego City Council member Monica Montgomery Stepp is also on this ballot. She is the president pro tem on the city council and helped oversee the city's $5 million budget. Stepp is an attorney by trade. She couldn't join us today, but we spoke to her when she launched her campaign about how her background makes her a good fit for the role.
You know, my personal story of growing up in San Diego, having to use county services, understanding what that means for an entire family.
The San Diego Democrats just endorsed Stepp, and if elected, she would be the first Black woman to be on the Board of Supervisors. Paul McQuigg was the latest candidate to jump into this race. He's a Marine Corps veteran. He was injured by a roadside bomb in Iraq, which left him with severe injuries. And now he is an advocate for disabled veterans. Previously, he lived in Oceanside. He was the police and fire commissioner. Today, he told us since he's the newest name in the race, he wants to hear from potential voters.
I think that the most important thing for me is to just listen to the people who I want to serve, and then also listen to the other candidates and see where they stand on things, and then also how they see what I have to say as either a hindrance or a benefit.
Janessa Goldbelt rounds out the 4 candidates. She is a Marine Corps veteran who is now the CEO of a nonprofit that advocates for veterans and military families. She's also the board chair for the San Diego LGBT Community Center. We ask her how she feels about the San Diego Democrats endorsing one of her opponents, Monica Montgomery Stepp, over her.
I'm proudly endorsed by San Diego's leading Democrats, including Senate President Pro Tem Tony Atkins, Congressman Scott Peters, Congressman Juan Vargas, and dozens of other leaders from across the district and all over San Diego County. I think at the end of the day, San Diegans really want an independently minded leader who's going to reach across the aisle to get things done.
As with Stepp and Reichert, if Goldbeck wins, She'll be the first woman to serve in District 4. And every registered voter in the district will get a ballot in the week of July 16th. The primary election takes place on August 15th. If no one gets 51% of the vote, then a special general election will happen in November. Adam, tonight's event starts in about 20 minutes, but these people are obviously ready to get going. And here we can see the candidates. Reichert is here, Goldbeck is here, and it's pretty much a packed crowd right now. Some people standing up with the chairs already full. A lot of interest right here in this community about how these candidates feel about the subjects that affect all of them. For now, we'll send it back up to you.
I can see everybody behind you. It looks like it's certainly going to be an event tonight. Thanks so much for that great reporting, Kimberly.
Absolutely.